We're going to take a look at Lesson 8 problem set today, and it is all about solving one-step word problems involving metric weights within 100 and estimating to reason about their solutions. Question 1 says, Tim goes to the market to buy fruits and vegetables. He weighs some string beans and some grapes. List the weights for both the string beans and the grapes. So we're going to be looking at these two scales. First, we're going to look at the string beans. You can see over here on the side that the string beans, this part right here is showing just a blown up version of the scale, so because we couldn't really see the numbers on that scale. So if I look, I can see that 460 is this line, and my line is pointing right here. So I need to start at 460 and count. Now, I have to figure out what I'm counting by though. If you notice, my lines are going 450 something, 460 something, 470. So how do I get from 450 to 460 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, and then that's a 10th line? Well, from 50 to 60 is 10, so each of these lines is counting by ones. And you might be thinking, well, that's kind of silly to look at that. Of course they're counting by ones. But sometimes when we're looking at these scales, we're not going to be counting by ones. We could be counting by twos, we could be counting by fives. So it's really important to figure out what we're counting by. And to do that, we have to look at the distance and how many lines are in between the two numbers that are visible on our scale. So now that I know I'm counting by ones, I can start with 460, 461, 62, 63, 64. So 464 for the weight of the string beans. So I'm just going to write that on my line. The string beans weigh 464 grams. And I know it's grams because it says grams right here on my scale. Okay, so the grapes, same thing. We're looking at a blown up version of our scale. So see this square right here? That's showing you this square right here. Alright, so 350 to 360 looks the same. 5 and then our 10. So my line's pointing right here, my arrow on this line. So 350, 355, 360. So this line right here is 355. So the grapes weigh 355 grams because my label is grams. Okay. Now I'm going to use tape diagrams to model the following problems. Kiko and her brother Hiro went to get weighed at the doctor's office. Kiko weighs 35 kilograms and Hiro weighs 43 kilograms. What is Kiko and Hiro's total weight? So when I hear that word total, that means I'm going to add. Alright, and I'm supposed to use tape diagrams. So normally we use tape diagrams to do multiplication. So we don't normally use tape diagrams to do addition. So when I'm adding using a tape diagram, my tape diagram only has two sections. One section for each number that I'm adding. But something that's important actually about our tape diagram before I divide it there is to look at my two numbers that I'm adding because I want to make my tape diagram kind of proportional to my numbers. So I have 35 kilograms and 43 kilograms. And so since we're looking for our total, we're going to draw a bracket that says, kind of like when we did our other tape diagram, it shows our total. Alright, now I just need to add 35 plus 43. So I'm going to line up my place values, 35 plus 43. Okay, and then I always start on my right hand side. It's the opposite of when I'm reading. So I'm going to start on my right hand side. 5 plus 3 is 8. 3 plus 4 is 7. So Hiro and Kiko weigh 78 kilograms. Now my next problem says how much heavier is Hero than Kiko. When I hear that word, those words how much, kind of like when I heard total, those are my key words for math here. And so how much heavier is going to be asking me to do a subtraction problem. So I'm going to kind of backtrack on what I did before here. So how much heavier is Hero than Kiko? I need to find the difference in their weights. So I'm finding that 35 plus something is going to equal 43. Okay, so I'm going to do 43 minus 35. My subtraction tape diagrams, remember, are going to have a spot for an unknown in there, which is our number that we're solving for, because something, a part plus a part makes a whole. And I just have a missing part when I'm doing subtraction. When I have addition, I have a missing total. So 3 minus 5, I can't do it, so I have to cross out the 4, turns into a 3. My 3 turns into a 13 because I'm borrowing a group of 10. So 13 minus 5 is 8. 3 minus 3 is 0. Hero is 8 kilograms heavier than Kiko. On to page 2. Jared estimates that his houseplant is as heavy as a 5-kilogram bowling ball. Draw a tape diagram to estimate the weight of 3 houseplants. Okay, so I have 3 houseplants. 1, 2, 3. Each houseplant is the same as a 5-kilogram bowling ball. So each one is 5 kilograms. I need to find the total weight. 5, 10, 15. 15 kilograms. Can you think of a number sentence that can also explain this work? Well, I have 3 groups times 5 kilograms in each group equals 15 kilograms. Number 4. Notice number 4 has an A and a B. That means that these two parts are going to go together. Jane and her 8 friends go apple picking. They share what they pick equally. The total weight of the apples they pick is shown to the right. About how many kilograms of apples will Jane take home? Alright, so we can see on our scale that there are 27 kilograms of apples. If I'm talking about sharing something equally, do you think that's going to be addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? That's going to be a division problem if I'm sharing something equally with other people. So now I need to think about how many friends there are. Jane and her 8 friends. This is one of those that's trying to trick us because they're just showing us the number 8. But we can't forget to count Jane also. So Jane and her 8 friends is 9 friends. So there are 9 friends sharing 27 kilograms of apples. Let's use a tape diagram. I know that for 9 friends I need to draw 8 lines. And then I need to distribute my 27 kilograms of apples. How am I going to equally share those in those 9 groups? By putting 1 in each group. So go ahead and put 1 kilogram of apples in each group until you get to 27. Okay. So now I have 27 kilograms of apples. And that's my total, it says over here on my scale. And each friend gets how many kilograms? 3, because there are 3 kilograms of apples in each group. So, about how many kilograms of apples will Jane take home? About 3 kilograms. You can circle it too. Jane estimates that a pumpkin weighs about as much as her share of the apples. About how much do 7 pumpkins weigh all together? So we know that each person got 3 kilograms of apples. So she says that 7 pumpkins all together weigh about as much as her share of apples. Well, 1 pumpkin does. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we know that each pumpkin is going to weigh 3 kilograms because each one weighs about the same as her share of the apples. So let's go ahead and put 3 in each group and figure out the total. My total down here at the bottom is 21 kilograms. 7 apples pumpkins times 3 kilograms each equals 21 kilograms. Alright, so that's all for our problems today. Go ahead and hit save as M2L8.